Where does trendy and cringe begin?
Hi, I'm Kira.
Hi, I'm Madden.
Hi, I'm Sharon, and welcome back because this is
Two and a half minorities.
So, as you guys can see, we have video today.
Yes.
Thank God, finally.
We
Yes.
fixed our thing. Hopefully we'll have to cut this
Next
out.
time, we will not be messing that up ever
Right.
again.
Yes.
Okay,
And our microphones are hopefully better. So
Madden, would you like to introduce us to today's topic?
okay, so today we're talking about a multitude of things relating to social media, but especially cringe culture, hate trains, and just general like
Anything of the sort.
cyberbullying. Yeah.
Mm.
What do y'all see like cringe culture like as? Like how would you like define it?
Well, when it comes to cringe culture, I think it's like how people like ostracize when people are overly like into a certain kind of like interest,
Mhm.
like whether it's like anime or like K-pop, like they make it seem like the fact that they're into that, it's like, oh well, I don't want to be like that person, even though they're just expressing their interests.
And regarding hate trains, basically, hate trains, if you don't know, are when on social media people band together to hate on a certain person or type of media or anything of the sort. And this can often happen right after something trends, like goes really viral. Like people will turn around and start hating on it.
They switch up so fast, it's actually insane. Like they'll go from 1 second like loving something because like, oh well, everyone else loves it, so as soon as someone considers it uncool for being too popular, everyone just switches up just like that, and it's kind of insane.
Right. So what are some examples of that? Like people like switching up like that?
I have some examples of like celebrities. I'm about to get into this. Just
Right.
buckle up, buckle up. So firstly, I have down on my list Ice Spice.
Mm.
And then I think the issue with this is because like at the beginning of, I think it was this year. I don't know when she became popular. I think it was this
It
year.
was like last
Last year?
It was
20
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like at the beginning of like last year, people loved her music. They hyped her up
Mhm.
so much. They're like, "Oh, she's such a baddie. Oh my gosh, she's such a light-skinned baddie. I love her."
Oh.
But like now, it's just like, oh, she's kind of flopping right now. And I think half of that is because now her music isn't as good. That's opinion based. I mean, if you still like her, you still like her. But like now, people are like making fun of the fact that you're not even the you just or you're not even I forgot how the lyric goes, but yeah. But like I think people now just really don't take her seriously anymore and find any reason to hate on her, even when she's literally just minding her own business. And I saw it like at the I forgot what award show it was when she was like performing and like no one was like singing along or dancing.
Oh.
And then people compared that to like Glorilla and like other artists that were there and saying like, oh, Ice Spice flopped. Anyone who likes Ice Spice is dumb or whatever. And it's just like what the heck, hello.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these celebrities like get really popular really fast, like gain like a following like basically like overnight. I feel like it's like easier for them.
Yeah, they're
so
way
like
more prone to like
So,
a
like,
wave of negative
Yeah.
so like falling off.
And as quick as they like rise in popularity is just as quick as they like fall off.
Right.
I think another example of that is like Gypsy Rose.
I was just about to
Oh
say that.
my
I
god,
was about to say
because
that.
I could actually talk about this for hours. I think people really put her on this like pedestal, this imaginary pedestal, and like idolized her when they realized that she was going to be like free after so many years of being in prison. And like they put so much like media attention on her, and like people were like, "Oh my gosh, Gypsy Rose, my queen! Oh, she's so like all that stuff."
Oh.
Sorry.
This is a baddie.
She's a baddie. Oh my gosh. Like, there's nothing. I mean, I'm not gonna say there's nothing wrong with that, but like the fact that they idolized her when she was just someone who was like taken advantage of when she was younger, and now she's finally experiencing the world after so many years.
Right.
And like, especially because her mind is still young because she never really got to experience the world because of the fact that she was in prison for so long. With all the attention she got, she didn't really know what to do with that attention. As soon as like people realized that she wasn't as like iconic as they thought that she was, they started to like hate on her and send her like threats, although she's literally just trying to live her life.
Right.
Right.
I feel like a lot of this like the rise and fall like really quickly. I feel like a lot of it has to do with like people making these people into like a meme basically. So like Ice Spice, like I feel like a lot of people like hyped her out like, yeah, her music is so good, la la. But I feel like a lot of that support, even though she was getting a lot of support, it was more like ironically, like, oh
Yeah.
yes, I love Ice Spice. Oh yes, I love Gypsy Rose and stuff.
I think it's because they got so popular on like Stan Twitter and like,
Mhm.
oh my god. I think that's the problem because like the kind of fan base that they attracted wasn't like the kind that would sustain them to continue to have a career after their 15 minutes of fame or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So then like once like those fans realize that like there's nothing more to like laugh at or like create memes of, then they just like dipped. And then that
Right.
was it.
Right, and also when you see someone go viral really quickly and then they start trending, people spam post this person and they make edits, and it's like, if you're on TikTok, it's like at every corner you go. And this in turn makes people like more annoyed of them
Right.
because they're sick of seeing the same person over and over again.
Yeah, especially when it's like trendified. I don't know how else to say it. Like a lot of people, like, the thing is, like, if something is really popular, then they start to like not like it just because it's popular, which is like
Right.
another thing. But
I
like,
think that's really stupid.
yeah,
Like just because something is getting popular, why are you mad that people like it now? Like,
right.
oh my god.
Like, it's fine if you actually like it's not your thing, but if you're making it like, oh, she's too overhyped, oh, this and that, like,
oh,
you're just a hater.
She's overrated now. She's no
Right.
longer an underground artist. Like,
What does that have to do with you?
Right.
What does that have to do with
like,
you?
because if you actually like something, like whether it's like a celebrity that you like indulge in, or it's like a type of music that you like, just because other people start liking it too, shouldn't like just make you feel like, oh, well, I don't really care about it anymore,
Right.
and it's like not as cool now that more people know it. Which I don't know why it's a problem that your favorite artist is getting attention, which you
Right.
should be happy.
Right.
You should be happy because if they get more attention, you have more people to talk about it with. Like,
Yeah, and they have more opportunities to keep making like
music
more,
that you like, yeah.
And this goes the same the other way around too, whereas something's quote unquote cool because it's underground or underrated or nobody else knows it, so that makes you more cultured, I guess.
So I feel like that's a good transition to like
Cringe culture.
Yeah. So like, so some examples I could think of like traditional like cringy things, especially like right now, is like anime and like Therians and furries and stuff.
And like the issue is, a few years ago they were. I mean, I think Therians were still looked down on.
Oh.
But like
Right.
a few years ago, like anime and K-pop, it was like literally a crime to
Right.
like those. Like, but then I think because of like quarantine in 2020, like people started to like discover new things, so
Yeah.
they became more accepting of it.
And like sounds and stuff and clips and stuff were like trending on TikTok.
Mhm.
And then we saw after the quarantine, like people started to turn back around on it.
I
Like
was just
Right.
trying to say that.
now K-pop and anime is cringe again, but I guess Asian people are still cool. What's
Right. Right. I feel like
That's-
okay.
That's a topic from our
So,
last
like-
episode. Go check it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Call back. But what's it called?
Oh,
Like, I'm gonna introduce something called like like this is like what's considered like the trend like roller coaster. So basically, it's like
Trend-
yeah, but it's like
cycle, yeah.
but it's like different. But it's like the early adapters. So it's the people that like first discover the thing, and then it's like something I forget what it is, but like it's like, and then it's like at the height of its popularity, and that's like when it's considered like cool,
And it's on like TikTok.
right? And then I feel like a lot of it, because it's considered like a trend, it goes out of fashion, like so to speak, in the same way that like clothes. So like,
Yes.
and then after that, it's considered cringe. Like, oh, that's old. Like, oh, why you still like that? Because it's like associated with like the old, you know?
Being outdated.
Yeah,
You know, when people used to say, "Oh, that's so like 2020."
right.
I hate that they use it because 2020, like now it's considered cringe to like talk about that kind of stuff. But that was a time where people really discovered the things that they truly liked,
Right.
and like they got to be who they wanted to be without
Mhm.
any judgment. Because
Mhm.
since we weren't really exposed to the outside world, we were able to like truly take on a personality that we know no one else could judge us for. Because like all the stuff that we were seeing was only on the internet because we weren't interacting with like
Right.
people at school or like anything like that.
And this is gonna sound a little like pessimistic, but it's like I feel like once people started like talking to each other again, that's when it started going downhill.
No,
Like,
you're right though, because like then they realized that like, oh, I'm not gonna be liked if I say that I
Right.
like this stuff, because this was like stuff that they figured out that they liked during the quarantine,
Right.
and like now that they're like out and about, they're like, oh, I have to hide that part of myself again,
right.
and it's just like, be who you are.
And, like,
Hello?
Right, and it's all related to peer pressure. But you know, to be cringe is to be free.
That's
guys.
what I'm saying. Literally, just like if you like something, don't be afraid to show that you like it. There's nothing wrong with that.
If someone like doesn't like you or doesn't want to be friends with you anymore, or doesn't think you're cool anymore because of something that you like or are interested in, their attention is probably not worth their time, and their view of world, society, and other people is probably very superficial.
Right. It's a lot of like, oh, I gotta fit in for this group, so this is that. So like, I gotta like change like who I am, because like I feel like a lot of these things would still be popular if it was like that sort of like in group, like the what is considered popular.
Right.
Like with anime, I feel like during 2020, like, oh, this is that anime is so good, like. But
Because,
now I feel like people are like, yeah, because it was popular.
Yeah, it was popular.
And I feel like as soon as that's like over, people are like, oh, that's old, but like it's still like it's still like an art form, really. So you can't really say like all.
Yeah, it's not over because people still enjoy it. Like you can't say it's over just because you've decided to like move on because you don't see it as cool anymore.
Right.
It's just like, why hate on the people who still like it just because you think that it's like cringe? Like just let them express themselves. And like I think the way that like people who like anime are like perceived on media, it's like, oh my god, I don't want to be seen as a weeaboo. It's okay. You can just say you can just say that you like anime. There's nothing wrong. Like I like anime. I like watching it. I don't watch it as often as I did when I was in quarantine.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I just like did a whole like 180 and now I'm just like, oh, I hate it. I think it's so cringe. I think it's like all those like cartoon characters. Like just stop.
I feel like for me it was like the opposite. So I feel like I really liked anime when I was younger, like before quarantine and all that. And then once it started getting popular, I kind of felt like this was just me. I was like, oh, I don't want to like anymore because it's so popular. Like this is not, even though I really still liked like anime, and I don't really watch anime now. No hate, but I just felt like I would have like it could have gone differently if it didn't get so popular. I feel like that's, and also I feel like the reason why a lot of stuff becomes like cringe, it's like people making generalizations about like the fandom and stuff.
Oh my god!
So like especially with, like
Danganronpa.
Oh, I was not gonna say that, but yes, Danganronpa. I was at Steven Universe, guys. Not too much on Steven Universe. That was literally my show, and literally because I feel like of course, there is like toxic people in the fandom, and it's like toxic, blah, blah, blah. But at a certain point, are you like calling them out because it's a toxic fandom, or are you just trying to be mean?
Right. Oh my god! Like, just say that you're allergic to fun. Oh my god! I think cringe culture is literally just miserable people that don't like. Seriously, no, like you're just miserable and you have no interest, and you're like sad that you have no interest because like God forbid you actually like something. Oh my god! Like it's just like there's nothing wrong with those kind of people who like anime or like K-pop, and you're only making that like judgment of the fandom because you would never see yourself in it.
Right.
Like there's no problem except for the people that are making it a problem. Like you're the problem. And I guess you could say this with so many other things. Like you could say this with Five Nights at Freddy's. Like you could say this about K-pop stans. Like people think K-pop stans are like crazy and obsessed, and maybe they are. I can say like I used to like K-pop, and like I like it. I haven't listened to it in a while, but that doesn't mean I hate on people who listen to K-pop still.
I think, or as someone who is currently in my K-pop phase now, I'm a little late.
I'm entering my K-pop.
Like I'm entering it just now because my sister has gotten me into it again. And like now I'm not like as intense as they're perceived on like media with like K-pop Twitter and all of that. But like I feel like even if there comes a point where I just stop liking it, I'm never gonna be like, oh my god, I hate K-pop bands. Oh my god, they're so cringe. Like why do they like these Asian boys? Like,
and I feel like
keyboard warrior.
I swear, and it's always on Twitter. It's always on Twitter.
I feel like the problem with cringe culture, like people have always been like mean about it. I feel like the problem right now is that a lot of cringe stuff that is considered cringe is literally like kids. And so
it's cringe to be a kid now.
Right. Literally, like people will not let like especially like younger, like early teens kids like kind of like discover themselves and like the things they like. Like if that was me, I'd be so sad because all of these people would be hating I was just like a kid.
Right? Like, God forbid you try to find yourself and actually find the stuff that you like. And, like, it's, like, especially on TikTok, whenever there's, like a preteen girl on TikTok, people bully.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The blonde girl. I don't remember her name, but she was like, she would make the get readies with me and stuff.
Oh my god, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
who you're talking about. And, like, they bully so much out of these kids. And I feel so bad because when you're at that age, you're trying to, like, discover yourself and, like, find the things that really resonate with you. And then, like, when you're on the internet and, like, people are just telling you, oh my god, you're so cringe for liking that.
Right.
Like, and then they start to make parodies of those people. And I'm just like, literally leave them alone. That is a child.
That's literally like an 11-year-old that you're like 17. Please go go take your SAT, please.
Exactly.
It's just like so harmful because like imagine being a kid like okay, you like My Little Pony or something.
I love My Little Pony.
And then people are like, oh, like My Little Pony is so cringe, this and that, because there's like a certain area of the fandom that is like, you know, a little problematic. But like people don't understand that it's like not all the fans. Some people just like the show. They're not like stabbing themselves, putting their blood on like a shrine of like.
Oh my god! Where have you seen that Madden? What?
No, I'm not saying that, but people act like they're so like they're so like obsessed with it. But like it's like I just like My Little Pony. Like why would it?
I feel like whenever they like ostracize like kids for like liking kid stuff, it forces them to grow up and then take on this whole persona just for the internet that they obviously like don't fully believe in, and they just want to be a kid. They just want to be a kid.
Yeah, and with the prevalence of social media, especially with like middle school or like younger kids, like it's getting younger and younger. Like we grew up in a time where there was the internet. Obviously, we're Gen Z, but I guess cringe culture wasn't so bad as it is today.
It kind of like started when we were.
I couldn't imagine being a middle schooler who would post like on Instagram Reels or something, and then for it to go viral, and then to be like excited that it went viral, and then just to check the comments to see like a flood of hate comments for the way that I look or something. And that's another thing, relating the way someone looks to what they like.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel like so much of this, it would not be considered cringe, and it would be considered acceptable if it was like
an attractive
like a baddie doing it. Because I remember somebody, it was this girl like this really pretty girl who she was like reminiscing on her 2020 phase, and she started doing like the Danganronpa like thing, and then she was like and then all the comments were like oh my gosh, yes, I like this. It was really positive, but I feel like if it was like
someone who was not
considered attractive, it would be like, oh, this is so cringe, like this and that.
And I think it's the same thing for when a really like conventionally attractive person likes something that's considered nerdy. People don't actually believe that they like it because they correlate it to
people like fetishize it. They're like, oh, manic pixie dream girl. I see so many TikToks of like these pretty girls going like, oh, when you used to be like the weird girl, but you gotta glow up, and when he thinks he bags a baddie, but you're actually just a weird girl that knows how to do makeup. And then like you see those people who used to be like considered ugly kids, and then you really see how pretty privilege comes into play.
Right.
Like when you get pretty, like anything that you like is socially acceptable. Well, maybe not anything, but most of that would be considered cringe if you looked a different way, if you looked the way you did before.
I feel like an example of that was like Megan Thee Stallion, because I remember people didn't believe that she actually liked anime just because she was pretty. Because they're like, no way you have an anime face right now.
Like literally, like they, like it's the way like people like put like prettier people on like a pedestal, and to that point, like anything they like is considered cool. Like I like if random girl liked anime, then it would be like oh, she's so cringe, this and that. But if like freaking like Bella Hadid was like, oh, I love anime, this and that, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's so nerd, she's so like. And I remember
she's so quirky.
I remember
she's so quirky. She's so relatable.
It was this video that was like, I remember this video. It was this girl, like this really pretty girl, but she had acne. And then in all the comments were like, oh my god, acne is so cute. Oh, this and that. Girl, is it cute or is it just on a cute person?
Right. And then if it was on someone who wasn't conventionally attractive, they would be so quick to be like,
they would be straight up. They would be like, wash your face. They'd be
Right.
like, do something here.
And or if it's like a positive comment, to be like, why are all the comments so like, why is no one hating? Like, oh my god, like who are you?
I hate when I say, why is no one
What do you
hating?
think you are?
Oh
Why-
my
Like, what do you think you are?
Why is no one hating?
No one's hating
Why
because
do
they
you
don't have.
think no one's hating? Is there something wrong with you in the head? Have you ever considered that since no one's hating, well, just because everyone else is not doing something doesn't mean the same thing.
Right. Maybe
But
you should take a
You
look
should
at
probably
your behavior.
reevaluate
Mhm.
your own mindset and outlook.
And just stop. I feel like a big part of cringe culture is literally just being mean. Like,
Right.
it's just people
Right.
being really, really mean for no reason. Like, and like they justify it by being like, oh, they're weird, and like, oh, it's not like popular to like this, and this. You just want an excuse to be mean to people, especially if it's a group that doesn't really defend themselves.
Right. I feel like a lot of it, like people wanting to consider things cringe, is like people wanting to have like a sort of power dynamic. So like it's like, oh, I'm cool, like because I don't like this and that, but she's not cool because she likes this and that. But if I like so and so, then it's cool because I'm me. And so they want to feel like they're at like a higher standard.
Yeah.
Superior.
Yeah, because they want to be considered like cool and stuff because it gives them the sort of like power over others.
Like, cringe culture is just a way to make people feel bad for being passionate about certain things or just about themselves. Like, it's an underlying, like, it's such a socially ingrained method of bullying people and making people feel bad about who they are or maybe even how they look or what they do.
I hate when I see like videos that are like, oh, cringe culture is dead, but except for this fandom, I hate that fandom.
Yeah.
Okay, so cringe culture is not dead actually. It's
Right.
not dead.
Even though we call it cringe culture now, it's like always been like around, you know?
Right.
We just call it cringe because like that's like what we call it now, but
Yeah.
before, you know what it'd be called? It'd be called bullying.
It's
It'd
literally
be called bullying.
the modern form of bullying,
Right.
bro. Like literally the modern form of bullying. Oh
Right.
my god.
And like, if you were to like take one step away and look at it, you would realize it's bullying.
These
But
are
like,
bullies.
it's so,
These
no,
are
it's
high
so,
school
it's
bullies.
now.
Literally.
It's normal because literally everyone hates this thing. So it's okay for me to hate this thing. For example, like theories.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone hates
Silence
theories.
after that.
No, everyone hates theories, so it's okay. So
Right.
it's okay for me to hate theories. Like, cringe culture's dead, except for what it applies to theory.
Exactly.
Right.
No, because when you say except for this fandom because they're weird, then it's not dead. You're
Right.
actually actively contributing
Like,
to
what
it. Like, what do you mean it's dead? When you're
Yeah.
like, oh, cringe culture is dead, except for K-pop fans. I don't like that fandom. Oh.
And it's a lot of
okay.
people. It's a lot of people like assuming a lot of stuff about the fandom. I like with Theorians.
And
I feel like a
furries,
lot of them. Yeah, with furry. Oh my god, guys, not.
It's even
not
worse
so much
with
of furry.
furries. It's even worse.
Yes, like I feel like a furry, like they just like dressing up. Like it's not like they actually want to like be an animal. They don't want to like. They don't want to like.
The fursuits are actually really cool, guys.
And they're
There's
really
so much
expensive,
effort that
too.
goes.
Right.
And like, have you
Shout
ever
out my
seen like?
shout out my furries.
All of them are rich. All of them are rich.
Right.
Same thing applies to like cosplaying. Like,
Oh yeah.
cosplays take so much time, effort, and money. And like, have you seen
Right.
those like giant like paper wigs? Those are so cool. People pay like hundreds of thousands of dollars for that stuff.
Right. And these
And
people
because
don't.
they genuinely
yeah.
like it.
Exactly.
And these people don't want to be like anime characters or anything. They're literally just
Right.
it's like Halloween. Like they're just dressing up just to dress up. Like it's not. Let's. At the end of the day, is it really that deep?
Like they associate being a furry with like liking animals and in a different kind of way. Like
Yeah.
liking animals in an inappropriate kind of way when that's really not what it is most of the time. Most
Right.
of the time they just like dressing up, sue them, like, oh my gosh, just let them dress up.
Yeah, because people assume the like most extreme on the spectrum
yeah,
of every fan.
Yeah, because I feel like it's always the worst people that get like the most publicized. So like it's like John Doe, like he's a furry and he likes animals, this and that. He'll get like 3 news stories. He's all over like social media and stuff. But like Betty Ann, who happens to be a furry, she gets like the short end of the stick because like it's like she gets the short end of the stick because she's like it's all these people. You're seeing all the bad parts of the fandom.
So they associate it with the entire fandom.
Oh! And an example of this is goths. Goths in like the 90s and the 80s were considered like ooh, satanic, like they do rituals, they like burn people at the stake because they're, especially with like the Columbine shooting, like where it was two people that were considered goths in the media, and they weren't even goths, first of all.
Right.
Like they were considered goths. They're like, oh, goths are school shooters, goths are dangerous, like they're like a like this and that. And like it's always the people that are the loudest and the most like
The first to
negative,
point fingers.
yeah, are always like the ones who are like publicized, because now goths, girl, go on Dolls Kills, it's like goth demonia, like 20 like inch bust down, like
Oh.
all black, like Y2K thing. It's like it's popular now.
Yeah, people really like goth
because they're like, oh, it's like different.
Oh
yes,
my
I need a
God.
goth Asian Latina baddie. Like it's crazy.
Watch our first episode.
Like, and back then, these people, these goth girls, they were getting pushed, they were getting shoved, they were getting bullied. But now it's like, oh, she's so cute, because a lot of it is like it's considered attractive. They're kind of fetishized, you know?
Yeah, now it's gotten like really popular, especially since quarantine again. Like
Right.
not because since quarantine was a time for people to discover themselves. People discovered different like aesthetics that they like and like different like lifestyle changes, and like they started to take this on, and like because of that, it's more normalized, so people accept it more. But then they forget that back in the day, it wasn't that accepted. It wasn't that accepted.
And I feel like this happens with a lot of like alt communities, like, you know, like Yaru, and with like goth and stuff, because now they got these names for it. Now it's not goth, it's romantic mall goth, like,
Oh my God! And then they
like
start having the wars over it. They're like, "Oh, this person's not considered goth because
This
of
is not drag.
right.
It's not that
It's
deep.
really
It's not.
it's really weird. Like, and I feel like so many people, like, it's like they want to be a part of the in group, so they call themselves this. Like, you don't have to. You can just wear all black and not be goth. Like, you can just wear all. It's
Goth
emo.
isn't
It's scene.
goth,
It's
like,
all this.
music
It's a
genre?
music
Yeah,
genre.
Right? It's a music
genre.
genre, and like a lot of people, like, this happens with a lot of alt communities. Once it starts getting popular, it loses like the community, like the original community. It starts getting associated with something else. So whereas goths were considered what goth is, it's just wearing all black. Like, it's, well, not always wearing all black, you know, but it's like dressing in a more
it's
like
been watered down to wearing all
yeah. It's been like it's like music based, and it's like it kind of evolved from like the punk sort of scene, but and then it became this like sort of satanic like cult. But now it's like, oh, like Dogs Kill, Shein, like Y2K, like mall goth, 90s, baddie,
With
like
these buzzwords.
yeah.
Have y'all seen Clean Goth?
I have not seen Cringe.
Oh
my
God.
That reminds me. I saw this TikTok that was like, oh, I don't want to be. I want to just alt, but I don't want to be considered weird. But that's literally what alt
Right.
is.
Oh, again
Like,
with the
what?
cringe culture. Again with the cringe
It's-
culture.
Do you know what alternative means? Like
No,
the definition of that word?
Exactly. Like you're
Girl.
not meant to like conform to the mainstream standards of society. The whole point is you're different. You're alternative. Like, oh my
Right.
God. Stop letting cringe culture have a grasp on you. To be cringe is to be free.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't want to talk about this too much because this is like a whole other thing. But I feel like this is also like the basis for like cultural appropriation, because it's like
Ooh.
like
If I could snap, I would.
oh, you can. Oh yeah, you can snap. I'll stop for you. But what's it called? It's like this culture. Like, for example, like I'm trying to think of a like, okay, let's say like Korean culture. Like that's really like considered in right now. So like what a lot of it is, I feel like back in the day, you know, like Korean, because like in the Western media there wasn't really a lot of like East Asian like connections. But it's like, oh, it's like this kind of like other thing, because, like away from like the Western standard. But once like Korean like culture started bringing to the West, it's like people like, oh, I need me like a freaking K-pop baddie, and like I love Korea, like I'm such a Korea boo, like 안녕하세요, like
This is
like
the
it starts to
shell-shock
become
face.
like people forget that those are like
Shell-shock.
those are like an actual like group of people, like
Exactly.
ethnicity.
Like, those
Like-
are people, please.
Like, and that's really what it is with like weeaboos, and I feel like that's why weeaboos, as we say,
are like associated
yeah.
with like anime or
Uh-huh.
like the Koreaboos with K-pop, and which is why so many people are scared to like show interest in that, because they don't want
Right.
to be like labeled as
Yeah.
a weeaboo or Koreaboo.
And again, it's always the worst people in a community that get the most publicized. So it's always the
Exactly.
weeaboos. It's always the oh yes, I need me anime waifu. Like it's like oh, I need me a body pillow. Those are the
even
ones
if
that
they
I get
want a body
like shown.
pillow, leave them alone, guys.
It's okay.
It's okay to
It's
want a
okay.
body pillow.
Just don't. Just maybe
Just
not.
don't make
just
a
don't
body
tell
pillow
us
of like
about it.
Okay,
right.
Don't
Or
tell
like
us
don't
about
make like inappropriate ones. Like that's it. Like
Keep it to yourself.
keep it exactly. Like and like I feel like that's probably why they keep it to themselves
Okay.
because they
And
understand.
moving past this topic, we can
Right.
transition this into aesthetics and the trend cycle.
Ooh, yes, commodification. Oh my gosh.
Yes, and this stems from or results in overconsumption and consumerism.
I feel like what's it called? So like the trend cycle as we were talking about before, like a lot of it is like some things that would be considered weird or different, those can become trendified. I don't know how else to say
And then they like get watered down to like a basic form where everyone can accept it.
Right.
So they're not seen as like cringe anymore. But then like once like it has been run through by every community possible, then they like move on and just throw it away. And then the people who actually like still like that kind of aesthetic like are just seen as like old fashioned. Like, oh, you need to move on, you need to find something else to like. Like this isn't like trendy anymore.
Yeah, and especially right now because fast fashion is such like a like it's like, oh, this year we're being like goth Latina baddie.
Oh my gosh.
Next year we're gonna be Y2K grandma coastal aesthetic,
And
freaking
this
eclectic
relates-
grandpa. What even is that?
This
What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start like
And
malfunctioning.
this
You don't
relates
understand.
to how we trend like certain races or certain features of races.
Oh,
like this
Call
year
back.
being light skin is popular. This year being Asian is popular. This year being white is popular. What?
What?
What are you talking about?
What? Like what
Or
are you
like how like
talking about?
they like switch between like what aesthetics are considered cool and not. Because like this year it's Y2K, but next year it's gonna be I don't know.
A Koopy, Y2K,
Oh
grandpa
my
coastal,
God.
grandma,
And
Midwestern
it's the way
baddie.
It's like coconut girl.
It's like almost the same thing with just slight differences because they want to categorize themselves. Like they want to be different so bad, so they change like one part of a certain aesthetic and then be like, okay, this is actually not Y2K, it's a Koopy.
Right. It's not a Koopy, it's Y2K. No, it's baddie goth Latina. No,
it's this. And
no,
then,
it's copy paste Latina. No, girl,
and then
it's
it
Korea
introduces
Boo, Y2K.
so many like subcultures. And like, oh my god, with like I'm gonna talk about like Gyaru for a second. Like before it used to be so unified, but now everyone is like constantly saying like, oh, that's not considered Gyaru, that's actually this. Oh, chocolate Gyaru is not a real thing. Hime Gyaru is not a real thing. Oh my god.
Isn't Hime like the most popular? Oh yes, and like you have to be Kogairu. You have to be Hime. Like no, this and that.
If you're a popular like subculture, you're not like valid. Yes I am. Like, oh God forbid I want to just do them. It's like popular for a reason. People like it for a reason. Like you can't hate because it became popular all of a sudden. Like, oh, you're not a real Gyaru unless you do Ko Gyaru. What?
And I feel like so much of it is like, again, people wanting to be a part of this in group. Like people, I feel like that's why there's so many like labels nowadays. Like oh, this is. Oh girl, that's not Coquette, that's Y2K, a Kubi. Oh, like because they want to have.
We can never escape.
Because they want to have this like. Because they want to have like this group that they can tune into. Because they have like this group of people that they can tune to, like that are their friends and stuff that they like feel a community towards. So as soon as people start like entering it, and of course it's annoying when people start like taking things like this and that. But like at a certain point, are you gatekeeping or are you actually like protecting like your subculture? Because when does protecting and gatekeeping like begin?
Exactly.
Are you just being mean? Are you just kicking these people out because you want to feel better than them? Or are you doing it because they're actually like
another reason to just be like mean for no reason?
Right.
Yeah, and like
I'm winded.
Yeah.
And this constant need to feel a part of the in group or feel on trend leads to overconsumption and consumerism. And we see this with the fast fashion cycle where people buy thousands, like $1,000 Shein haul or like
oh my gosh.
That hurts me so bad.
My $3,000.
Sorry to cut you off, but like if you have $1,000 to spend on Shein, you can
don't need to be buying
Buying from
on
Shein.
Like Shein is for
Like,
people
girl.
who genuinely cannot
Like, the
afford
broker
it.
than broke.
Like, if you have money to spend at least like $100 on Shein, you should not be shopping at Shein.
Go feed your kids.
Like,
go pay for your college tuition, please.
It's not wrong to like the stuff that they sell on there, but it's the way that, because so many people buy stuff from Shein that is popular in that moment, as soon as it's no longer popular, they literally just like
throw it away.
And then it's just like constant cycle of like buying new things and then like getting rid of them as soon as the trend is over, and it's just
this
not
is really bad for the environment.
It's not
It's bad for the
sustainable.
environment. It's bad for the communities that are being abused. Especially,
Yes.
I know you can't afford to, buy like a lot of fashion, but people are literally like being killed because they're
that's the problem with this right now. The culture that we have right now, like, it feeds off of the trend cycle and how we constantly need to be changing, or how we can't wear the same outfit twice in a row, have a bunch of different clothes. In full reality, your clothes should be lasting you like a really long time. That's why handmade or like good quality garments are more expensive.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's how clothes like used to be before fast fashion became a thing. Like people pressure other people so, like, in culture today, it's so ingrained, like it's so normalized that you should have all these different clothes and that you need to buy something new like every month, and you really don't need to. And even if you do want to buy new clothes, go thrifting,
right? Be sustainable with it.
Do something that's like that, and buy stuff that you're actually gonna wear again. Please.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to repeat an outfit, girl. Why did you buy it? Why did you buy your shirt?
I don't want to wear the same shirt like 2 weeks in a row.
What do washing machines exist
I
for?
was just about to say that.
Right, girl, get rid of the washing machine if you're just gonna go buy a new outfit forever. This, and that.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Like, what do you mean you have a new outfit for every single day of the week, or not every single day? Every single day of like the
month.
year.
Right.
Like, oh my god, what?
And
it's okay to be into fashion, but the way things are, like,
I love that. Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, the thing is, like, the problem is fashion on like Instagram or TikTok, or like, I guess in common culture today, is just like whatever is trending.
Right.
Like Y2K, like
pop culture.
Like, but honestly, find your own style.
Right.
Like, and this relates to the trending of certain features too, and like the normalization of plastic surgery. LA face, if you guys don't know what LA face is, it's like the typical plastic surgery face, like Instagram filter face that you see on Instagram models. Oh yes, Dr. Miami. On Instagram models everywhere.
Right.
And this is not a real reflection of high fashion models, of like high-end models. Like, this is just what's trending right now.
Exactly.
Like, they're called Instagram models for a reason. They're not real models. And that's why when people see real models with unique features, they're so, like, they're not used to it.
Oh, why are they a model? Oh my gosh, and then the model videos that are like, oh, these are some, I remember I saw this model video like, hi, I'm this, and that, and then the comment was like, I saw a comment that was like, oh, we have some interesting faces here, and I was like, babe, that's the point of modeling. But going back to like talking about fashion and like discovering your style, like this is coming from somebody who's like an active member of like fashion. Like, I read into, like, I love fashion. I don't want to put a label on what I wear. I don't want to put a label on like my style. Oh, y'all want to see my outfit? Is it cute?
Voice it down.
But like, yeah, I don't want to put like a label on like
crickets.
Crickets.
Can I talk?
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. Anyway.
Okay.
I don't want to put a label on like what my style is, because like it's just my style. Like, I'm not Crystal Grandma Y2K Baddie 3000 Destroyer, like Optimus Prime realness. Like,
Okay.
and like,
sorry.
I'm just wearing the clothes because like it's also like, if you wear something that like is not considered popular for one day, like in the trend, like if you're like typically dressed like what is considered like coquettes, which like has lost like all meaning at this point.
Oh my god.
If you wear something coquette and you wear something like kind of not coquette, like you wear like, I don't know, just use the t-shirt, you're like, oh, now you're trying to change coquette, now you're trying to be like, no, like I don't want to put a label on it, like on what I wear, because like I feel like it restricts you so much. Like, oh, I don't want to wear this because it's not trending. Oh, I don't want to wear this because it's not a part of the thing.
Right, like
just wear what you want to wear.
Stop
Girl.
following every trend, every micro trend that honestly, a lot of micro trends that go viral really quickly. They're just trying to sell you another product,
right?
Like,
and it dies down so quickly,
right?
And who's advertising this? It's not
Large scale companies, corporations,
right? They're the ones who are hiring these people to say that they like this trend and then they throw it away right after.
Exactly.
Like influencers. Like everyone's aware that influencers get paid to promote a product, but people don't actually like take a step back to really think about the product, like if they're gonna use it for a long time, like, and that's why I say like, hey, you don't need to buy everything. I'm like, try to abolish overconsumption and consumerism because it's honestly really, really bad for the environment. And I know I sound like a crazy environmentalist right now, but
I think everyone should be an environmentalist.
Honestly, like, why wouldn't you be? And honestly, this crazy overconsumption of products too, it's really bad for the workers who get taken advantage of in third world countries. And this is just promoting overconsumption in America.
Right. Ooh, clock it. Oh, clock it.
But basically what I was going to say originally is don't follow every trend. Find your own style and buy pieces of garments that you know you're going to use for a long time. And you don't have to wear a garment in a certain way. You can style it differently.
Right? Like, that's the whole...
Like, you know how many times I've worn this shirt? I wear this shirt with like 3 times every week.
That's the real definition of fashion,
and I wash
guys.
it.
That's what fashion really
washes
means.
it.
Right. And what's it called? Like, we're not even saying that like you can't look at trends and be like, oh, I like if you actually like a trend, wear it, girl, wear it. But if you're wearing,
but just take a moment to think about like, are you actually gonna like do you like this for what it is, or do you like it because it's trendy?
Right. Like really like, do I want to add this to my style, or am I just wearing it because Betty Ann, the most popular girl in school, is wearing it?
Right.
Like it's like just be aware of what you're buying, be aware of what you actually like and what you're actually gonna wear again. So.
And it all like really boils down to like putting labels on everything and wanting to be in a certain like group, like to like how you're like perceived by others because you don't want to be seen as again cringe for like wearing something that was trending like 3 years ago. Like, oh my god, like it's not that big of a deal, honestly.
And I think we can move on for this. Okay, now that we're cutting down the wire, let's talk about hate trains. Let's talk about like people hating on people.
People hating on people.
Can we talk about the POC? I mean, the Women of Colors and Hate of the Month, especially in the acting industry.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we were talking about this the other day.
I love talking about this topic, guys. And I know you guys think that Halle Bailey shouldn't be Ariel.
Oh my god.
Or that Rachel Zegler shouldn't be Snow White.
Do not.
But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna sum up what we're gonna say. It's not that deep.
It's really not that deep.
Genuinely, it is not that serious. Ariel is a fish. She is a fish. It doesn't matter.
Girl,
Snow White is fictional. It doesn't matter.
Right? Mickey Mouse is not holding you down, forcing you to watch his movies. Like, please calm down.
Like genuinely, if you don't like the live action Ariel, there are so many different versions that you can watch instead. That's it.
So many different movies. You don't even have to watch.
Exactly. And there's no reason for you to constantly hate on Halle Bailey for no reason. Like that poor girl.
She's actually really good too. She's amazing.
Her voice is incredible.
So is Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler is extremely talented.
Yes.
But people people formed a hate train against her, and most people don't even know what she even said in that interview. They just hate her because she was Snow White.
They literally just jump on it so quick, and then when you ask them, okay, why do you hate this person?
It's because she said this,
everyone else
because everyone else hates them. Can you not think for yourself?
Right.
Can you not form your own opinions?
Literally dictatorship, like girl. This is literally what they use. But what's it called? I feel like with these people, once people start turning against them and stuff, like that's when people like go into like full gear trying to find stuff like they can use against them.
Right.
It's like I don't hate them because everybody else hates them. I hate them because they said this and that.
They said the N-word in 2016. That's why I hate them. When they've
Where
already
did you find that?
When they've already they've already like acknowledged it and like dwelled on it and apologized, but you're just digging up old stuff to find a reason to hate them.
And obviously, you can just not like the person. Like you can just not like them.
You can not like them, but you shouldn't like not like them because everyone else is not liking
Right.
them.
You
form
should
your
not
own
like them because they're
opinions.
actually like not a good person, not because
Exactly.
everyone else doesn't like them.
Like the deal with casting POC actresses or women of color for certain roles, like you can really see this with Francesca in the Romeo and Juliet play. How everyone was criticizing her and being outright racist to her on
Mhm.
TikTok. Why is that okay? Why is that normal?
Uh-huh.
Because everyone else is doing it,
Why did I think you were gonna
so
say?
it's okay to be racist.
I thought you were gonna say Francesca from Bridgerton. I was like, where is she going with this?
No, but basically, if you guys don't know, Francesca is a black actress
Mhm.
who was casted for the role of Juliet in the new up-and-coming play. Well,
Right.
not really up-and-coming, but
With
the
Tom
new
Holland,
upcoming
with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Romeo and Juliet. And the thing is, most of the people criticizing her weren't even gonna go see the play anyways.
They're not even theater people.
Yeah, sorry to be a theater nerd, but the people that are hating on
I
Francesca
don't like theater.
are probably the same people that are hating on theater kids. Like you weren't even
Right.
gonna see this.
Oh my god, more with the cringe culture. Oh my god.
Yes, and it's like no, because it's all like connected. Like I
Right.
swear, it's like a
It's a
full,
web.
it's like a full
web.
database, babe. Like
Okay.
oh my gosh, like
And I could go on about this topic for hours, but what were you saying? Were you saying something?
oh, I was gonna say I just thought it was dumb because it's like, first of all, Romeo and Juliet are not real.
Yes, they're not real. Like it does not matter.
And their race has literally like zero,
Oh my gosh.
zero negative zero to do with the plot.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I get like if people were angry about like if they casted like a white Tiana, that makes sense because that has something to do with the
Yeah,
plot.
she's
Right.
in like New Orleans.
She's a black woman trying to fund her own business,
And they're not letting
and they're
her.
not letting her because she's black. Like, there's
Right.
a reason that the race plays into that. But when it comes to something like Ariel or Romeo and Juliet, it has nothing to
And
do
then
with
people
race.
try to dig up some excuse or reason for why the race of the princess or the ethnicity of the princess is so
Oh my
important in
God.
the first place.
With the people with the Ariel, when Ariel got cast, they're like, oh, she can't be black because she's a fish because she lives in water because girl, she's a mermaid. She's not even real.
Remember the fan cast of Rapunzel and they were hating on
Yes,
that?
I love. Okay,
Oh my God.
Avantica's my girl.
Yes, shout out Avantika.
And
she's
it's
so
the way
cute.
it wasn't even
Real
a fit-
Avantika.
Yeah.
Avantika we know too.
Oh, yeah,
You're-
Oh, no, I was talking about this.
I know.
And like it's the way that it wasn't even official by like Disney or anything that like this is who we're gonna cast. It was literally a fan cast and so many people got mad about it. Like it's not that serious. And it's the way in real life there are real like stories that are like Rapunzel but with a different race. Like
Rapunzel is not even like a Disney owned thing.
Exactly.
It's literally like
it's an ancient story. It has been around for years.
It started in Persia. Babe, where's Germany and where's Persia? They're not even related, babe.
Exactly.
And like if this isn't, and like I get it if like the ethnicity of the person is like relevant to the story, and like not even just like POC, it's like also like Merida. Like you can't cast like Merida as any other race because she's Scottish, she's born Scottish, she's everything.
And like Mulan.
Yeah, it's important to her
Mulan,
story.
Like, that makes sense.
Like, it's important because like these were the first princesses of that race. Like all the other princesses were white before, and this is why I emphasize like. Speaking from my own perspective, it's already like really hard for like women, especially women of color, to make it in the acting industry, and you're just perpetuating this cycle. You're making it harder for them because you're implying that there's no place for them in whatever show that's actually fictional. You realize theater is fictional. I don't know, like clearly the people who are like arguing the other side's case haven't seen any theater shows.
Right, actual like plays.
You guys do realize that when you see a theater show, like if there's a family, 9 out of 10 times they're not the same race. And if they are, like you'll see twins and they'll literally be different colors.
Like completely different people. Right.
And like it's honestly based up to skill. If an actress portrays a character well enough, I don't see why they shouldn't be casted.
Right? Especially like
it's a fictional character.
The main focus is the story and not how they look.
Right.
Like it doesn't really matter. And like when I think about like popular like theater productions and I think of like Hamilton, no one talks about the fact that they're literally black when they're obviously not black in real life. But because of the fact that it's popular, people like excuse they're like, it's okay.
Right.
Because
the whole reason Lin-Manuel Miranda only casted like POC was because it's like so much harder to get casted as a POC
Right.
in acting or like in theater because of just how much white people are favored.
And them being POC never took away from the performance. The
They
performance
were
was
so good.
they were so
Love
If
Hamilton.
anything, it made them better because they had to persevere
against the hate.
against racial discrimination.
Because, like, I get it if it's branding itself, like, for example, like Bridgerton. If Bridgerton is branded itself as, like, accurate Jane Austen
Historical,
adaptation, historical, I would get it if they're saying it's historical, because obviously race, you don't want to, like, say that race didn't matter back then. But if it's, like Bridgerton, like, literally, like, it's like a fantasy Jane Austen, like,
Right?
fan fiction,
Like,
basically.
it started off really historically accurate, but then by season 2 and season
Wow.
3, they got full beat face and everything. Obviously,
Right.
that's not historically accurate, but that doesn't matter because that's not how they were portraying it in the first place.
And
Right.
the clothes can be ahistorical, the events can be ahistorical, but as soon as you put a black person dating a white person, no ma'am. No
And
ma'am.
it's the way I didn't really even see people like complain about the Bridgerton like cast or anything. It's just like when something's really popular, like they don't like complain as much, but then when it's something that they want to seem like different on with the whole Ariel live action, because a lot of people assumed that it was going to be really, really bad, which is why they wanted a reason to hate on it.
Right.
Like, and then like once they found out that the actress for Ariel was going to be black, oh my god, I have something to hate on now. Like, let's be serious. Like, it was never that big of a deal. People just like being mean. That's the end. Like, people just like being mean. That's the borderline part of it. It has nothing to do with like, oh, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, this means a lot to me. Like, I'm sure maybe Ariel does mean a lot to you, but it's at the end of the day, it's not because it means a lot to you.
Day, diversity in media and what's it called?
Representation.
Representation is really important because do you realize like even us, like even Gen Z, when we were growing up, like the only Asian like popular person in media I had to look up to was Mulan. Yep. And like it's so important for other little girls to see themselves as figures that they can admire. And that's why we have to like not make a place, but realize that like people of different colors besides white exist. They are highly prevalent, so why are only white people allowed in popular media?
Right.
Right. Okay. I think it's just circle back to like hate trains. I think we got a little heated there. Sorry everyone. But like hate train, like what is like another example y'all can think of like people like just hating a person online?
Let me see. I think I wrote something down.
While we're here, I'll bring it up. Okay. Before y'all come for me, Charlie D'Amelio.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I'm not.
What Charlie D'Amelio
Right.
even
Right.
I remember people like actually went that
Bonkers.
bleep crazy bonkers when I used to be into that stuff. Like people went crazy when she was like, "Oh yeah, I would really like to hit 10 million like by
Right.
the end of my first year."
Oh my god, they got so
they're like,
Yes.
"She's so spoiled." What?
Like, she never said she wasn't like thankful for reaching the level that she had reached in followers, but then y'all started twisting her words, saying, "Oh my god, she's so spoiled.
Right.
She's ungrateful.
She's ungrateful. Like, oh my gosh, she doesn't care about her fans." Girl, who said that?
What?
She's literally like,
Where did this come from? This came from your own like crazy delusions in your head, your own insecurity, reaching out and grabbing out for celebrities.
Thank you for that visual representation.
Please notice.
But like, I'm not even like a Charlie stan. Like, I don't know nothing about Charlie, whatever her name is, D'Amelio. But it's just like, I felt this like when she first started getting all this hate, like when because it's like kids, mostly kids that are like her fans. Like, and she was a kid herself when she got popular. Like, oh, I don't like her because everyone else doesn't like her. I don't like her because she's untalented, because she doesn't deserve her following. Like, she didn't control that. She wasn't the one she didn't make fans herself. She didn't like multiply herself.
She did not put herself on the For You page.
Right, she did not
put herself on the For You page.
She didn't go to TikTok headquarters, slap him in the face, tell you to put it on the front screen. Like, what are you talking about? She didn't do nothing. She literally... I'm doing the renegade right now. People are listening.
like she just wanted to dance. Let the girl dance.
Right.
Dance, girl, dance. Oh my gosh.
She just wanted to live her... What's her name? Maddie
Ziegler?
No. Oh, yeah, Maddie Ziegler.
Oh my god.
Why was I thinking of Rachel Zegler?
I love Rachel
When you said
Zegler.
Rachel Zegler, I thought of Maddie
I'm
Ziegler.
a Rachel
Yeah,
Zegler
she wanted
defender
to
for life.
She just
She's
wanted
so
to have a
good.
little Maddie Ziegler moment. Like, just let her live.
I think, speaking of Charlie D'Amelio, another example is like Addison Rae. I remember when she like starred in like a movie.
Addison Rae.
Oh my god, people were so quick to hate on the dang movie, like just because like she like obviously the acting wasn't incredible because she's not an actor, but
Right.
like it's her first project. Give her a break, bro. Oh my lord.
I'm sorry. You know what I just thought of? I
What?
just thought of the. It's not.
What if she's not?
It's not. No. It was like this audio that was like. It's not. It's not Charlie's sister. It's Dixie, and it's not Whale. It's Addison.
Addison.
Do you know what I'm talking
No.
Okay,
guys?
I thought you were gonna say, what if she isn't Korean and she's Asian? Have you never seen that one?
What?
Oh my god.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. But sorry.
Okay, moving on.
Sorry.
Back on track.
Back on the hate train. Back on the track.
Oh my god, another person I know a bunch of.
Toxic gossip train.
Okay, vocals. But
That's basically. I mean, like, I don't want to resonate. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's kind of tough to resonate with like someone who likes children. But honestly, toxic gossip train is just another word of saying hate
it's a
train.
real thing. It's a
Right.
real
That's
thing,
what we're talking about right
guys.
now.
Right.
I think.
No love to Colleen Ballinger. She's a freak
Oh.
with a capital F.
With a capital F
Okay.
is crazy word. I think another example. I don't think everyone knows her, but One Young from I. I remember when she freaking like ate like a
It's
strawberry.
those one-young videos that's like motivation.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
One Youngism. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay, that's a little bit much.
No, but like I remember when people like were hitting on her because she ate a strawberry a certain way, and they're like, "Oh, she's a pick me for eating it like that." What?
Pick me. Oh my gosh.
Like,
Pick me,
oh my
girl.
God,
Let's talk about it.
You just want a reason to shame a girl, bro.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, like I get that. Like it's annoying that some girls want to be liked so bad, but like it's kind of sad that you're like hitting on this girl that like wants to be liked by people. Like
I think Pick Me has lost all its
oh,
meaning.
that's me. It's just
Like,
any girl
It's
doing
just literally
anything.
any girl doing anything possible.
Or like if any girl says like, "Oh yeah, I don't really wear makeup that much." Pick me.
Oh my god! Like she literally
Right.
just said she didn't wear makeup. She wasn't shaming anyone who does wear
Right.
makeup. Like,
They-
calm down.
They twist her words to saying, "Oh, I don't know why you're wearing. I don't know why you're wearing so much makeup. I can never like."
No,
you're not
okay,
saying
let's get
that.
this straight. The definition of a pick me is someone who
Who puts down other
Basically,
women for male
yeah.
validation?
often
Right.
puts down other women for male validation, but honestly, like just seeking male validation, but
Right, yeah.
often putting down other women. That's where the real
Right.
problem starts.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone's seeking my attention, like I just give it to them. Like I don't
Right.
see where's the harm in that? Not gonna
Right.
lie. Not
Yeah,
gonna
like
lie.
wanting attention
Like some
from
people
other
just
people.
want love. Like
Wanting
Right.
attention from other people isn't
that's
the
not
problem.
a bad thing. Like,
Yeah, it's just the means that they use to get that attention
Yeah.
that is wrong
Right.
sometimes.
And I get it, but like, I get that it's annoying. I get that it's weird, but like, at the end of the day, should we be blaming the girl who's trying to be loved, or should we blame the
blame
society? Society.
Gunshot.
Can we talk about
If
the
you
social and
say
economic
State of the,
world
can we,
right
literally,
now?
can we talk about the political and economic state of the
No,
world right now?
genuinely, can we talk about it
Right.
like right now?
That's us.
If
That
you say
is us.
peacock and no one bats an eye.
Enough is enough.
What were we
Wow.
talking about?
I have no idea. We need to close
we're
this
talking
out
pick me.
anyways.
We're talking about
Oh
pick
yeah,
me.
but pick me is like, it's not that deep. Literally, the conclusion of this entire episode is really not that deep.
We need
really
to
not
answer
that
our
deep.
question.
Okay. Oh, are we wrapping? So wait, do y'all have any final thoughts before we wrap
Final
this up?
thoughts. Honestly, when it comes to cringe culture and hate trains, at the end of the day, just remember it is never that serious. Like genuinely, like I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Nothing should ever bother you that much
Right.
that you
Please take. I encourage all of you take a social media detox.
genuinely.
Honestly, because it can
Me
get
with my 9
so much
hours
in
of-
your head, like so quickly
Me
and
with
so
my
fastly,
81
and it's
hours
like
a week.
addicting. Because like especially when you open up TikTok, like it immediately jumps at your face a video,
Yeah.
and then it's an instant.
And then you
Right.
just start doom scrolling for
And then-
hours.
Half of these videos, like, or most of every one of these videos actually are subtly implementing something in your mind, and you're not even realizing it. Like,
Subliminal messaging.
yes. Like, this is also like relating to how the little kids are being bullied, as we said earlier. Like, or if you see something I don't know where I'm going with this.
All right.
I was gonna bring it to a whole nother subject, but that's not what we're talking
We
about.
can do that next episode.
Right.
Bringing this to a close.
But yeah. Final conclusion. Where does trend start? Where does cringe begin? When?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Like girl.
Literally, cringe culture should be dead. Although
Right.
it's not dead, it should be. Like,
Right.
it doesn't matter.
And cringe culture has always existed. It's probably always gonna exist, but you don't have to be a part
Cringe
of it.
culture promotes the aesthetic cycle, the trend cycle, and that promotes overconsumption and consumerism, which is really bad for the environment and for marginalized peoples.
Oh, she's going off.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
I'm really
snap.
passionate about this, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
we know. Okay, so
Go be cringe. Go do your little Danganronpa dance.
to be
Be
cringe is to be
free.
free.
Be you.
But anyway, closing remarks. If you have any suggestions about our next episode or anything,
Just hit us up.
right, just hit us up.
Go on to Instagram.
You can text our.
We have a Gmail too.
Oh yeah, we have. I was about to say that. What's it called? We have our main Instas, and then we have the actual 2.5 minorities. Go follow. Or we have our emails.
Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Right.
Follow us on Instagram.
Right.
Yes.
Like,
Remember to hit that like button in the face. And
Oh.
comment down below.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyways, bye guys.
bye. And this was
2.5 minorities.
Sub. Oh, I'm cutting that out.